Yo, what is up, YouTube? KGCEpic here. If you guys hear any music in the background, it is my neighbor practicing his DJing skills and whatnot. Sometimes we're annoyed, sometimes we're not. It's not a big deal, right? This video is about what games did you guys actually grow up on, and what's your favorite set of games that you guys actually grew up on? For me personally speaking, I'm from Grenada, which is the island of spice, right? It is where you get all your beautiful, lovely fucking spices from, right? You know, we have the legit natural shit here, and you guys get that packet fuckery, right? But you know, at the end of the day, it's a really small island, and I remember I'm from Carriacou, right, which is a smaller island on the side of Grenada that is part of its Grenadines, right? And I remember like two. There were two families in my school that actually had computers when I was a child. And like when we say I'm using the computer, no one would know what the fuck a computer was and that sort of shit, right? I was actually lucky to like grow up having a computer, and the games that I actually grew up on, I remember that Microsoft Windows used to come with 4 free games at the time. It was only 4 at a time. It was 3D Pinball, Free Cell, Solitaire, and Minesweeper. And the first game I ever played was Minesweeper. I remember when they just brought the computer home and powered it up, and dad was still like clicking around and say, okay, fine, we have a computer now, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna this, and it's gonna that, and whatever. And I tried out Minesweeper. That was the first fucking game I ever played, right? And I didn't even know how the fuck to play Minesweeper. I would click, and wonder, okay, fine, how do we know where the bombs are, and how do we know where the bombs aren't? And I didn't know at the time you would have to like if you click and you get a 2, the 2 spaces across, there's a chance of a bomb being there, right? And I didn't know, so I would like click, and I would never be able to beat that fucking game for some weird reason, right? Those are the games that I just started out on, and then when we finally got internet, like we had dial-up, like you couldn't use a phone and the internet at the same time. If like you want to use the internet, you have to unplug the phone and then dial up on the fucking internet, dial up for the internet and all that sort of shit. And I will play like these flash games on cartoonnetwork.com. And I would be so fucking afraid. I would never play games in where you have to actually download them or like sign up for them. I would be so fucking scared. Like if I click on a game and then it says I have to sign up for it, and like it pops up like username and password, I would be so scared. I would click back so quick. And because my parents used to always say, if you ever spoil that fucking computer, I'm gonna cut your ass. So at the end of the day, I would be so fucking scared that I would never fucking do that sort of stuff, right? And I would never download anything. My father would say, never download anything on this fucking computer. And this sort of stuff. Like he wouldn't fucking swear, but that sort of shit. So like I would be so scared when I'm using that fucking PC, right? But that's the kind of shit I grew up on. I grew up on those games. I remember like there was this 1 billion Mandy game called Harem Scarum or some shit like that. I grew up on that fucking game. That game was like the best game that I probably played for like a very long time. The best online game. Even like I remember that there was like this one Power of Girls game where like you're snowboarding and you have to snowboard down this hill and like collect these fucking snowflakes, I think, and all that sort of shit. And there was a surfing one as well, like and I would play like this Dexter Laboratory pipe game. I grew up on these fucking games. These are the games that I grew up on because I was like this huge Cartoon Network fan. If I ever had to watch television, it would be Cartoon Network. The only how I would not watch Cartoon Network if I had to watch WB Kids on Saturday, right? But I was never like a TV child. Like some people are TV children. They would say they watch a whole bunch of like TV and stuff. I'm more for like a computer child, right? I grew up like around the computer, like going past my bedtime, and every time my mother comes outside, I would try to run and beat her to I would try to go to my room and try to beat her before she even comes out, and she would say like sometimes she comes in and she gets to see this person runs across, and all that sort of stuff, right? That was how it is for me. Like we had this big ass cathode ray tube monitor that would give off all this radiation and shit, and we would have the screen protectors. It was advised to have screen protectors for it, and all that sort of shit. That's what I grew up on, right? In terms of like TV, like I wouldn't like sitting around the TV per se. It was mainly like computer, just computer, you know. And that was just how it was for me personally speaking, right? Like that was like early days gaming. Like if like I go over to like pre-teen gaming, it would be mainly like that's when I had my slight illegal download privileges. That's when I actually started like getting more websites other than just castnetwork.com or castnetwork.net. That's when I started going on like more Fun Zone and Armor Games and that sort of shit, right? That is like my gaming experience growing up. And I would mainly like role playing games and that sort of stuff, right? And like if you ever had to have like a game that is like downloaded, it would have to be like from a floppy disk that you go and like probably buy or burn or some shit like that. Some fucking crap. Because I remember like we also had the CD that had Need for Speed Porsche on it, Porsche, or whatever you want to fucking pronounce it. It's up to you. And Need for Speed Porsche is like the first Need for Speed. I don't think there's a Need for Speed even older than Porsche. Like and we would like drive and all this sort of stuff. We didn't even have NAS in that shit. And I remember like the fastest car was like this nice looking Porsche, I think. That's the kind of shit that I grew up on. And I remember that I went by my cousin at the time and he gave me an old CD he had with about 8 games burnt on it. Then time we used to use no cash GBA as our emulator. That was our GBA emulators, and I didn't even know how the fuck to use that no cash, right? And we grew up on like a whole bunch of like weird games, and uh, it wasn't even Pokemon or anything. Um, because he had a Pokemon Emerald and all that sort of stuff. So he never used to like use a CD anymore. It was like a stupid Monster Island game. And Monster Rancher. I grew up playing Monster Rancher. Well, I didn't grow up playing it, right? There's a difference. Like the moment I'm talking about for like the offline games like Free Cell and Solitaire and stuff, I was like maybe like 4 or 5. Uh, for like the online games for CartoonNetwork.com, I was probably maybe like 6 or 7, but for like Monster Ranch and those kind of games, I was probably like maybe like 9 or 10, probably just heading into preteens, probably. That sort of stuff. And I remember me and my sister, we fell out. And she broke the fucking CD on purpose, and I cried. I was like, you fucking bitch. She just fucked up my entire gaming sesh. And then we that's when we started actually doing. No, actually, I'm sorry. I don't even think it was a no cash GBA. I think it was Game Boy Visual. Because I think the first fucking emulator we received was Game Boy Visual, which was a GBA fucking one. It was a GBA only one, and then we got the upgrade to no cash. And the current one that a lot of people use now is Citrus. I'm not sure if Citrus is out yet. I think Citrus was working on a 3DS emulator. I'm not sure if they're done with it yet. Um, I know there's another one called the Smume or some shit like that. That's like your go-to stable DS emulator. That's if you want to run some like Pokemon X, not XY, but Pokemon Black 2 or Pokemon Diamond or whatever, right? That sort of shit. Like uh, in terms of like my gaming, I had a SP, a Game Boy. A Game Boy Advance SP, and the games I had for it, I had Sonic Advance, um, Mario Golf, and Pokemon Crystal. I remember I had these games for SP, right? Okay, Pokemon Crystal is a Game Boy Color game, but SP could also hold it, right? And I'll be so OP in Pokemon Crystal. I remember like I had this level 100 Onyx that I called Rocky that used to rip the league. Like it was an awesome fucking game for me. And sometimes I would play it so much and then sometimes forget to save and fall asleep and the battery would die and all sort of shit. That was like my early days gaming. For like Mario Golf. Like I wouldn't like I remember when I just got the SP, it came with Sonic Advance and Mario Golf in it, right? And Mario Golf was such a boring fucking game when it started, and I really got into it afterwards when you really started like level up your character and level up their strength and all this other stuff. Until I actually like won and perfected all the cups in Mario Golf until you go up to the Sky Island and you have to like actually face the Mario Mario characters. And Mario used to be so super fucking OP. Like he used to get like holes in ones and all this other stuff. For Sonic Advance, it's just run, 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 get coins, get coins. I mean rings, not coins. And in the end, you have to fight Dr. Eggman as per like all classic Sonic games. And then I remember that I went by my cousin when we actually went to America, and he would have all these fucking games. Like he was a spoiled child, I think. His name was like Kevin. He would have a whole bunch of fucking games and all these Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. Like he would like make his father buy decks for him, and he would try to get all the legendary Pokemon and all the fucking Egyptian god cards and all this sort of stuff. And that's how I actually got Pokemon Crystal, I think, because he had Pokemon Crystal. And he said he played it too many times, and then I think Emerald just came out. He was probably 2005. It was 2005 at the time, right? So that was not like early, right? It was like I would have like 9 years in 2005. So like I said, it was like going into preteens. He gave me his Pokemon Crystal for free because he got Pokemon Emerald. Pokemon Emerald was so legit, way more cleaner, way cleaner graphics. Pokemon Emerald was like the shit, and that was when the Xbox 360 was like, legit. And I didn't think it was the Xbox 360. I think it was just the Xbox or some shit like that. I'm not even sure. I'm not even fucking sure. I'm not sure. But I remember like it was like all this sort of fucking stuff. And when I'm by him, we used to play so many fucking games, and he used to like watching Nick and all this other shit, and we used to like let me tell you another game that we used to like fuck up, another Sonic game. It was the Sonic game where you actually have to fight each other in an open field battle with the robot, and at the end you have to fight the robot. Anyways, it was a really awesome Sonic game, really popular fucking game. Like I said, he always had the latest shit. That was gaming for me personally speaking as a child. I want to know what are you guys gaming experience in terms of like what games you guys actually played, and what handhelds you had. I also had a DS at some point, and I got Pokemon Fire Red, and I will tell you guys something. The first GBA game I ever played was Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of the Souls, and it was like the first GBA game I played, and oh no. I don't think it was the first, but I think at the end of the day, it was like one of my favorite fucking games. And it was like really awesome because it was two games in one. Part one story, part two, and you have Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, and then all this sort of shit. And it was like this awesome fucking game. My cousin Subash had it. That sort of shit. But at the end of the day, those are the games like I grew up on, and like I said, I want to know what games you guys fucking grew up on. Personally speaking, what kind of shit you guys did as a child, in terms of like gaming, what experience is your favorite fucking game, the game that just blew you out of the fucking water, honestly, in terms of like how awesome it was, and that sort of shit. Like the game that I was like addicted to like fucking cocaine was like Fly for Fun. I knew that I was addicted to Fly for Fun like crazy, that sort of shit. So that, if you guys like the fucking video, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. I'm looking for a fan base, trying to get my channel out there, trying to popularize my channel. I'm trying really hard. I'm uploading more and more videos. I'm trying to keep things really awesome. And like I said, I'm really interested to see what you guys put in the comment section. And as usual, stay awesome, people.